Good evening, everyone. The 555th meeting of the Planning Board of the Village of Depew will come to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Member Agnew.
Here.
Member Matuzek.
Here.
Member Morawski.
Here.
Member Soha.
Here.
And Chairman Maciejewski.
Here. Can everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Notification of emergency exits.
Here we go, right in front of me. Emergency exits are located to my left and to the rear of the room. In the event of an alarm or emergency, please move in an orderly fashion to the exits and evacuate the building.
Thank you. We have one item on the agenda. It's for the property located at 4800 Broadway. Could we have the legal notice, please?
Please take notice that the Village of Depew Planning Board will hold a hearing on Thursday, September 7th, 2023 at 7 p.m. A pre-board meeting begins at 6:30 p.m. in the conference room in the council chambers of the municipal building, 85 Manitow Street, Depew, New York. To consider the application for submission by Auto Collision and Glass for the property located at 4800 Broadway Street, Depew, New York, 14043. The following matters to be reviewed. They are requesting the following. Requesting a special use permit to operate an automotive collision and rust proofing shop in a C2 zone as per Chapter 260, Subset 26027, under the guidelines of Chapter 260, Subset 26033N. Any and all persons interested in such application will be heard at this time.
Who is here representing the project? If you could come forward for the record, state your name, your relationship to the project, please.
We both come on?
Yeah. Sure.
We split the business up. I'm Rick Greenwald, this is my son Richard.
Yeah,
Again, it's
both Ricks.
My wife, both Ricks.
Can you just spell your last name for me?
Grenaawalt, everybody leaves the A-L.
Thank you.
So if you could explain the upgrades you've made to the property. Obviously, the property's been there for a long time as a collision shop, and we're very familiar with the property. It's not a new...
Well, the upgrade, still a lot to go. We're on the inside, just finishing up. As you can see, for the exterior of the building, needs a lot of work. We did some work on the roof. It's kind of sad. That building was a nice building, and it hasn't been taken care of in a long time. So we're doing pretty good on the inside. We did tin the windows, so, you know, it looks nicer. We'll get the awnings, those blue things are coming down. They'll be red.
Black.
Black.
We switched to that.
That's right.
Black won't fade
And
as
again,
well as
that
red.
stone on the side of the building, we know why it's like that, and what happened, and it's gonna be taken care of hopefully this year, because it's difficult to get guys to, like the house next door, we took it down. It took forever, if you ask me. I would've had it down a day after I bought it, but it didn't work out that well. And, we're gonna make that a parking lot, you know. I sent some drawings over, so we have a place for snow if we have too much of it. And again, we have other shops, and I've had moving snow before. It has not been in a few years. You know, there's times we have to do it. Hamburg last year, we had to go up there, I went back, we have a Bobcat, a tractor. It's just easier for us, the maintenance guys. Hamburg, we had to go out there, there was 6 feet of snow. We had to move it, you couldn't plow it. And as far as the dumpsters, we'll have it in a closed area. If they're not moved today, they should be moved tomorrow. Because of the house, we had to put them where they're at. I don't like them there. You can see them from transit. We're gonna shove them in the corner where the fence comes out. And you might see a corner of them, but I don't think so. Because later on, we get the blacktop and everything going, we can mark everything, you know, as far as parking and whatnot. And we do want it to look nice, guys, we really do.
Yes.
And as far as anything else, I don't know. And again, if you guys have any questions, and Don knows, you know, if the grass gets too long, he'll call me. It's good, you know, we have no problem with that. We're good people. If you need something, you ask.
Okay, and the reason you're here is because you do require a special use permit to conduct the type of business that you're doing. Now, that type of business has been in that facility for at least 30 years. Are you going to be doing anything different than any of the previous owners of that business?
We'll keep it cleaner. from what I've seen, without a doubt.
Same business, automotive repair and rust proofing.
It's changed today, though. It's not like they used to be. You know,
Right.
I'm an old tech, and they just, it's not as dirty anymore, and they don't, well, you got guys that don't fix anything. Everything gets replaced today, so it's a lot easier. Yeah, all you need is a compressor and a zip gun, and we're ready to go.
Okay, we did have a few questions.
Go ahead.
And I know Don actually pretty much, everything's gonna be flowing out to transit for the new lot, because that was an existing parking lot. You're gonna repave that lot, resurface it,
Yes,
okay? And all the striping that you're showing on your plan, that'll have to be
yes.
in place. The snow storage, you did mention that. Where are you planning for your snow storage?
It should, you see it right there? It's got the little dots all around it. We'll put it in there. And if that's not enough, we'll just take a corner where we park cars.
He's got a bigger version.
You got a bigger version. Let me come over.
Yeah, please.
You got the color.
You're talking about the dark green with the,
Yeah,
That's probably
Yeah,
what
that's why we were questioning.
dotted on
That should
ours.
be marked.
Okay.
Is there green on those?
Yeah, it is.
It's
it
green.
does, but it doesn't say snow storage, but
Everybody's seeing that one little corner
yep,
Mine says snow storage. I don't know what happened.
right over here?
Right, one right
It's
here.
green snow.
yeah.
The green stuff. Right in the
Yep.
middle, right in the middle, actually.
Okay.
It does say snow dump area, it's
Yeah.
very faint.
Oh, you could
Yeah,
just about,
we don't
yeah,
know if it's enough, because we just take the corner that we
Okay.
have to, you
I
know?
got it, I think.
okay.
We're big on our parking, believe it or not. We have certain spots that we tow, cars that we park, repair, employees. And I'll tow my own employee's car if you don't listen to me. Unfortunately, right now, we're doing the best we can market things, is what we'll do is put little signs up. And, everybody knows where they're supposed to be. And that's it. And it makes it easier for us to control things, the dumpster guy, the guy plowing, whatever it may be, He's worse than I am, so we go after him. We have a maintenance guy to make sure it gets done.
Are you-
We get help for it.
excuse me, are you gonna have signage to show the employee park? Because I'm just thinking people coming down transit could turn in there, and then all of a sudden, if they do see the stuff inside it, then they're gonna have to back out or try to turn around and get back out.
Yeah, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you. By nature of how that's been forever with that house there, what's gonna happen is people that go by there all the time, that could be your customers, they're gonna see a brand new parking lot there.
Right.
And because getting in and out of that corner is not the easiest place, they're gonna pull in, a lot of them are gonna pull into that parking lot.
Yeah, we see that, and the same with on the corner, we don't want them going to the back of the building, and you're right, they do. So we have, on our drawings, and we're still moving things around, we have 2 spots in the back just for customers, 'cause it's gonna happen. And I asked my people, I said, what happens there? They said, well, they go to turn in and somebody comes around too fast and then they go to the next driveway. So there's a lot happening on that corner. We're trying to figure out the best way to do that. I don't want to pull in and out on the side of the building. I don't like that concrete where the fire hydrant is. We're trying to direct it down the street more, bringing it that way. And the same with the employee park where I have them, like I have them, I'm going to put them further up. Because if that happens, customers can park there. It's going to happen. People can't read, they can't believe I put big arrows on my building, and it doesn't matter.
You could have flashing neon, it's still gonna happen.
So you gotta make room for them, and that's the way it works.
But we'll put up signs, so there'll be employee parking signs. We even have, for when a tow truck comes to drop a vehicle, we'll have a sign saying, tow-ins, drop here, believe it or not.
Designated areas.
Yeah. Do they always obey to them?
No,
But we have
of course
signs there.
As long
And
as,
it's to make it easy, to get in and get out, and that's what we do. Like I said, we pretty much got it figured out by just, the building's gone now, moving things around, like the dumpsters, so as they're gone by hopefully again tomorrow, that place will shift again. The employees are going this way. I want to keep that back open. I'm trying to keep the cars towards that far fence over there, if you can picture that for now. And yeah, it's gonna be a training thing with my people, and we'll get it done. When we get it marked, is a better thing. I can't do anything about that now, we're just stoning it,
Are you gonna be installing any additional lighting other than what is there presently? For like the new parking area or the impound lot?
We have cameras, we're big on that too, and our cameras are up, so I can see that parking lot, anything that goes on in there,
So you're not proposing any additional lighting than what's
I think
there?
we'll be all right,
Okay.
are you still doing car rental out of that?
No,
Okay, all right.
we don't do that.
Is it, so you're strictly your collision glass, and you mentioned
Rust
proofing. You're not going to get into vehicle accessories, spray liners for trucks, any of that kind of stuff?
We're big with insurance companies, and it's a turnover right now.
Right.
I don't do too many fleet accounts and stuff. It's all insurance companies. And that's nice because cars move faster. And today's world, in our business, not like it used to be, if you guys would know how the collision business worked. Today things move a little differently, you know what I mean, as far as the process.
I don't know.
You do see some cars over there with parts off on the corner, we're waiting for parts. So, you know, everything moves fast with us. Even when a car comes in, tows in, it's not there for a few days because they get charged $50 a day to the insurance company. They move pretty quick when they spend money.
Total losses.
Total losses. So we keep things moving pretty good, you know. And we do our best anyway.
Questions from the board?
I just appreciate your taking the time and doing the diligence to make it into a better place, because it's, as we talked about in our pre-meeting, we've got that car wash going in across the street. That whole intersection's gonna clean up sort of nicely, and you're part of that. So we appreciate your efforts, and
We got a ways to go, but we're doing
Yeah.
our best, and I will get it done.
Like
well,
Don
and he
said,
spoke very highly of your efforts at getting things done quickly when they're needed, and
Don
we,
was
we,
in there, it was.
yeah, no, he
It
very,
was,
very much.
7 weeks of pressure washing and painting, 100 gallons of white paint inside. And that wasn't even counting the office, that was just out in the shop. And the rust proofing too, even those 3 bays, we're just doing one. One for rust proof, and you go in there now, there's a beautiful curtain laying up, we got cardboard down on the floor, the other 2 we use for collision. Collision is more we're about more than rust proofing.
We're scheduled, so we ready to get it done, you know.
In listening to you in your presentation and everything, it doesn't sound like this is the final site plan.
Oh, well, that's pretty much it. But I can't do the drawings and do anything until I get the parking lot done. Follow me? I mean, you know.
The lines on the-
Get
put
the
the lines
lines
down.
in.
No, I'm just saying that, you know, you're talking about, you know, moving the employee parking and stuff, and,
Well, this is all, if you see it, it's all parking. The way we do things is, you know what I mean, we'll mark all these spots. When you come in, you know, it is all parking, you can see the.
yeah, I understand that. But I'm saying is that, you know, you're gonna submit, a plan is gonna be submitted that's gonna be on record with the village and the building inspector. And it should be as accurate as it can to be when the final.
Well, if we make any big change, I didn't know if it, you know, doesn't matter if the employee's here or over here. I just, you know, you do this stuff and there's a building there and I'm trying to picture it and we get drawings, you know, and as you watch this stuff, you know, I mean, I can leave it alone, but I go, this is much better to do it this way, you know, because we gotta think about customers coming in, you know, and that corner is what it is, you know what I mean?
Oh,
It's a busy
absolutely.
corner. And like I said, that driveway right next to the building, to me, is useless, you know? So we're trying to eliminate that at the same time, and I gotta get that flow going. I mean, everything else stays the same, except for the fact we might move the parking from the employees over there and then over here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so, you know, again, we watch it, and I'm pretty sure I got it down. I think I got it. And I literally, I could have brought it with me, I'd doodle, and I'll draw it all up, and then I go and look at it, you know, and then we play with it, and my guys are going crazy because I'm moving things all the time. But when I'm done with it, his wife is very good at it, she'll draw it all up, and we literally put it on the walls in the shop. And we want our people to understand this, you know, the same with the office, you know, I can't do too much about the customer parking where they want, I can control my people, and once they're there, you know.
Yeah, I think more than
You
anything,
got people like yesterday, a parts guy, he comes in and they park across the building. Nice old guy, I have no problem saying, you know, you gotta do me a favor, we got these lines here. I go, pull in here. He goes, well, I'm not gonna be long. I go, yeah, but any second somebody could pull in the driveway. So these are things we deal with, but it's training. And same with parking, long ways on the sidewalk there. I'm getting 2 little signs that says no parking. How many will read it? I can't tell you, but once you put it up, but it is, people get used to it. It's gonna take time. Before, they just park everywhere, and you still got no customers, but you gotta train them. Nicely, you know, hey, you can't park there, come on, pull.
well, the other thing too is your customers are more likely to pull into a place that has order to, you know what I mean?
You
They
leave
just,
it
when they
open
don't know
for
where
them.
they're going,
Yeah.
Yes.
that's when
You
they'll.
gotta keep it simple and easy for them at the same time. So that's what I mean, like moving those employees around the corner is a plus for me, because I gotta watch that, and again, with that traffic there, I'm going, you know what I mean? And they just, if they miss this drive, they could get the next driveway. So there's a lot going on there, and I'm kind of paying attention to it. So, and make it easy. Okay?
Any other questions from the board? Just got to say one thing, that demoing of that house was a big plus.
Yeah.
It was a big plus. I worked for the village for over 35 years. That was my way into work every morning, and I would sit that light and look at that house going, what a disaster.
I was only in it twice, I'd never go in it again.
We're in and out quick. Yeah, always quick in and
A
out.
friend of mine, when we were younger, had an apartment up on top, and as I said, it was a dump then, and that was in the late 80s.
While you got down there, it was a lot of help, because I was struggling with, I'm not a bad person, and remember, he's like trying to get them out right away, and I'm like, give them a couple of weeks, that's me. They're young kids, and I can feel, but I'll tell you, after 2 weeks, you know, a police officer come over, he said, what's wrong with you? I says, oh, they're humans, man, we gotta be nice. He says, it's not gonna change anything. And you guys are right, like 2 weeks later, oh my God. I go, oh my Lord. But you feel good about it, you know? I did what I had to do, but it's over with, and everybody's happy, I'm happy, you know? There's no more else there.
I haven't had Lancaster cops thanking me for taking that down. I guess they jump in sometimes over there too.
Yes,
I'm
oh
like,
yeah,
my
they
Lord.
keep you up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Um,
And the
Sam?
fire department appreciates a training night out of it, too.
Yes.
Thank you very
Oh, that
much.
was
Yes.
great. You guys did an awesome job there. I came over with my
Yep.
son watching it.
Yep.
I got videos of it. I was there showing me that they were sending them to me, saying, look at this, is cool. You guys, you were over there. It was
I
awesome.
saw online, some people were writing, look, they're burning it. Yes, it was intentional burn.
Yep. Fake smoke, but it worked great. The the kids that got trained, the juniors that got trained on it, it was amazing, and it was much appreciated.
Okay, we're on to legal. Sam?
I don't have anything, just we have to go through a short form seeker,
Correct,
read through that before you vote.
correct. Code enforcement, Don?
So the only thing that we talked about in the pre-meeting, and I just want to make sure I bring it up, is there a solid wooden 6-foot-high fence between the residential properties and your
Oh, yeah.
property now? Okay. That has to be maintained at all times?
Okay.
Okay, so you understand that?
Yeah, we like that too. 'Cause we gotta keep it secure for the cars. Like I said, the
Yeah.
cameras we have, and if there's not enough light, we'll put more out there, but I think we'll be all right off the building.
Okay.
Because I've had incidents when you start putting too many lights, you got
Well,
neighbors are complaining.
yeah, well, today, there's a certain type of, it's called night-friendly skylighting that has to go in if you're going to put it in.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it comes to it and you feel like you need more lighting, we'll talk about
I
it.
don't think it's a bad neighborhood, right?
No, no.
No.
Actually, you got rid of the bad element there. The bad
Yeah.
element was that.
Bad part is gone.
And that's gone, so you're,
The fountain is still there, so, you know, it's a little bit further down, but it's still there, so.
They do that. Cameras and all that again, but it's amazing.
it's more for when the trucks and stuff are pulling in. And that's probably something else we should talk about, your towing service as to what time, they're gonna be dropping vehicles off. Don't we have, isn't there a rule about the times and stuff like
Well,
that?
if they're gonna be dropping off the impound lot.
I say, if you're
that could probably be
impounding,
At
yeah.
any time.
Well, that's an impound, but I'm talking about like just smash cars and things like that.
I don't think we have anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, if,
I thought I remember reading something, trying not to drop them off at, 4
Majority-
in the morning with the, maybe that's what it was, shutting the
Majority
lights
of our
off.
tow-ins, they're
When you
between
bring
8
the
and
trucks
5.
in, talking to them and having them shut those lights down so that it's not disturbing the,
We own tow companies as well, but not there. And 8 to 4:30, 5 o'clock, so I see trucks there.
okay.
I mean, I don't know if there'd be.
Well, I'm sure at some point somebody's gonna
There'll be
smash
an
something
oddball.
and
Yeah, somebody
they'll
says,
drop it
"Take
off,
over
but-
there," and they'll throw it in a yard somewhere. That's gonna happen occasionally.
Yeah.
But
just make sure they understand it, shut the yellow beacon lights off when they're in the parking lot, because 4 o'clock in the morning, everybody can see when their windows are lighting up,
even
that's
the
for sure.
town, you guys have tow companies that work for you, and they take them back to their yard because they wanna collect that 35.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Everyone takes them
And
home.
they'll say, we'll take it there tomorrow morning, which we're no different for the simple fact that they drop it off in my yard.
You're gonna get the repair.
Well, now, if they drop it off at night, they're taking a chance if something goes wrong, something's wrong with a car, it's like, who did it?
Yep.
And we do not. I will never take a car to a guy's lot at night. We just don't. We tow them to our yard. The next morning when they're open, we go there. We take photos because, in today's world, everybody wants to sue and well, you did this, you did that.
CYA.
I stay away from all.
CYA for sure.
All
But our tow yards are in other townships.
Your impound lot will be all fenced and secured. Okay. Don, anything else?
I'm good.
There is no public concerns or comments, so we will read off the very short seeker form. Okay, the applicant sponsor is Rick Greenewald. The project name is Auto Collision and Glass. The project location is 4800 Broadway, Depew, New York, 14043. The county is Erie. Precise location, northwest corner of Broadway and Transit Road, Depew. Is a proposed action a modification? Describe the project briefly. Add parking area to the northwest corner of lot over partially gravelled area. Remove existing house and regrade area. Number 7, amount of land affected. Initially 0.22 acres, ultimately 0.22 acres. Will proposed action comply with existing zoning or other restrictions? Yes. Number 9, what is present land use in vicinity of the project? Commercial. Number 10, does action involve a permit, approval, or funding now or ultimately from any other governmental agency, federal, state, or local? No. Number 11, does any aspect of the action have a currently valid permit or approval? No. Number 12, as a result of the proposed action, will existing permit approval require modification? No. With that, a motion would be in order to recommend to the village board a negative declaration.
So I just, I don't think this is the New York State form at all.
It's a different form.
This is the wrong form. It's from probably from a different state. It references a coastal area. I think we can just, I mean, we have the form here. We don't think we need to do the seeker, but we want to do it in an abundance of caution. It protects you guys in case someone wants to challenge this. So I've got it up here. I could just ask you the questions.
Sure. Yeah.
We can make the record that way. We're not going to get out of here for NFL kickoff. No, we probably will. But so everything, the project sponsor, the name, the location, that is correct and the same. Does the proposed action involve the legislative adoption of a plan, local law, ordinance, administrative rule, or regulation? Are we passing a new law for your project? Does the proposed action require a permit, approval, funding, or from any government agency?
No.
The total acreage of the proposed action, less than an acre, right? Okay, great. All land uses that occur on or near the adjoining proposed action, is it fair to say there's commercial and residential near the proposed action, Doug?
Yes.
Any industrial or just commercial and residential?
No industrial.
Okay. Is the proposed action a permitted use under the zoning regulations?
Yes.
Yes. Consistent with the adopted comprehensive plan?
Yes.
Yes. Well, they've got to answer, right?
Yes.
That's a yes? Okay. We're almost done, guys.
You guys are doing so good.
Is the proposed action consistent with the predominant character of the existing built or natural landscape?
Yes.
Is the proposed action located in or does it adjoin a state-listed critical environmental area?
No.
Will the proposed action result in a substantial increase in traffic above present levels?
No.
Are public transportation services available near the site of the proposed action?
Yes.
Stop there, yes.
Yeah, bus stop.
Any pedestrian accommodations or bicycle routes available near the site of the proposed action?
Yes. Sidewalk.
Does the proposed action meet or exceed the state energy code requirements?
Not applicable.
All right, so we can say NA. Will the proposed action connect to an existing public-private water supply? I think it's already connected, right?
Already
So yes. Will the proposed action connect to existing wastewater utilities?
Yes.
It's already connected. Long one. Does the project site contain or is substantially contiguous to a building, archaeological site, or district which is listed on the National or State Register of Historic Places or that has been determined by the Commissioner of the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation to be eligible for listing on the State Register of Historic Places?
No.
No.
We had to go halfway through that.
Is the project site or any portion of it located in or adjacent to an area designated as sensitive sensitive for archaeological sites on the New York State Historic Preservation, SHPO, archaeological site inventory?
No.
Does any portion of the proposed action or lands adjoining the proposed action contain wetlands or other water bodies regulated by federal, state, or local agency?
No.
Last page. The next one, I'm sorry, identify the typical habitat that occurs on or are likely to be found near the project site, and I would say urban and suburban.
Yes.
Okay. Does the site proposed action contain any species of animal or associated habitats listed by the state or federal government as threatened or endangered?
No.
No bald eagle nests in the house?
None.
Sorry. Is the project in a 100-year floodplain?
No.
Will the proposed action create stormwater discharge either from point or non-point sources?
No.
Is that a no?
Yes.
That's a yes.
It's already set up though, right?
Will the stormwater discharge flow to adjacent properties?
No.
No. Will the stormwater discharge be directed to established conveyance systems, runoff and storm drains?
Yes.
Does the proposed action include construction of other activities that would result in the impoundment of water or other liquids, retention pond, waste lagoon, dam, etc.? Has the site of the proposed action or adjoining property been on the location of an active or closed solid waste management facility?
No.
Has the site of the proposed action or the adjoining property been the subject of remediation, ongoing or completed for hazardous waste?
No.
Okay, and then do you certify that the information you've just provided to the planning board is accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Fantastic. We've got a seeker on the record.
With that, again, a motion is in order to make a recommendation to the village board to declare a negative seeker for 4800 Broadway.
I make a motion for the Ned Duck for 40.
Motion by member Igner, seconded by member Sohak. We have a roll call vote, please.
Member Agnew.
Aye.
Member Matusek.
Yes.
Member Morawski.
Yes.
Member Soha.
Yes.
And Chairman Maciejewski.
Yes. 5-4, motion is carried. At this point, a motion would be in order to accept the site plan as submitted.
I, Member Matuzak, make a motion to make a recommendation to the village board to accept the site plans as submitted. Special use.
For the special.
For a special use permit.
Is there a second?
I second that.
On a motion by member Matuzak, seconded by member Morawski, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Member Agnew.
Yes.
Member Matusek.
Yes.
Member Morawski.
Yes.
Member Soha.
Yes.
Chairman Maciejewski.
Yes, 5-4, motion's carried. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you, guys.
for
We
doing
really
what
appreciate you guys.
what you've done so
Doing what you're
far.
doing,
And the last question, when's the bowling alley open?
Well, that's a story. He like to go out.
I'm more into it than he is.
We had to clean that out too. There's still more. It's like a nightmare. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you.
I appreciate your patience.
We like what you're doing with the property, so it's a
I'd love
big
to get
plus
my
for the
signs
village.
up, and believe me, that building, it's looking better, but it's
Yes.
not there yet.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
signs will be soon. They've been waiting for us for this.
Tell,
special use, so.
tell your architect to Google search New York State short form environmental.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The coastal area thing, so it was like, ooh, that's not for
We,
us.
we try to get things done here, but there's some other municipalities who would bounce you and make you come back.
You know, we appreciate that. Thank you. If you ever want a tour upstairs, let me know.
Absolutely.
It is cool. I like it.
I might take you up on that.
Yeah,
I
you
really.
should. It's cool to see.
There's still benches there.
Really?
There's bowling balls.
I'm not watching.
Really?
Just got in an argument with a guy over whether the backup.
Could they still function?
That's got to be pretty cool.
What's that? Putting.
So can we bowl?
Stop the recording.
Well, we do have
Go
to
up, gotta
close
adjourn the meeting
Close
first.
the meeting first before we can.
Hey, motion to adjourn, member Soha,
made.
seconded by member Agner. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned at 19:30.
Yeah?
He was here.
Oh, really? Stand back there. Nice.